Radio V. Radio in TV. Radio in TV.
And one of the greatest tragedies in life is getting to the end of your life and looking back and realizing it was mediocre and it didn't have to be that way. The number one reason is people are unwilling to listen and care about what's important to the other person. But what if you could be someone who dared to care about everybody in your life? When you're in love, smoke gets in your eyes. But when you're anxious, you talk more than you listen. I asked my wife a month ago, I said, I don't know whether to have an affair or buy a motorcycle. And she said, if you have an affair, I'll kill you. If you get the motorcycle, you'll kill yourself, go with the bike.
Dr. G, you want to respond? Go ahead.
How many of you have had an argument with your significant other, and somehow talked it through, and then had great sex?
Oh,
gone from war to sex.
I think I have.
yeah.
Okay,
Raise a hand for me.
Okay. So here's the question, because I think what's happening is people are losing the ability to talk about what they genuinely feel underneath it all. And when you get into an argument and you can go from the hate to the hurt underneath it all, what happens, and the other person hears you, suddenly the hate that causes you the need to act out and strike out and seek revenge and feel justified goes away. But if you've been in an argument where you can go from the level of I hate you, no, I don't hate you, I'm disappointed in you, and I'm not just disappointed in you, I'm afraid that if this goes on, it is over. Our family is over. And I think when people can go from that, DEFCON 1 to DEFCON 5,
Right.
I think
I'm sorry.
I think the relief that you have survived Armageddon and this mutual relief suddenly causes you to feel really rapturous towards the other person. I think that's why a lot of people, if they can fight and not get mean and abusive, but just get everything off their chest, the warm feelings come back. And I think what's happening is people are losing the ability to talk about what's really going on underneath.
Yeah.
And what they do is they react on the surface, and then maybe the man shuts down or the woman shuts down, and they think, okay, yeah, you can win the conversation, but I'm going to act out. I have picked out the person I'm going to go get even with you about.
Jeff Brown is a fool. Jeff Brown looked at his watch and then looked at Mark like, that's a filibuster, technically. But that was good stuff.
Okay.
But he spoke of something that was very big. When you can get from the hurt back to making love, back to loving one, that's like going through war. That's like going through being in the foxhole during a war. You make it out. That bond is for life.
Why you think the general been in the military for 40 years?
Exactly.
Because he's been through wars.
Right.
And that's one of the problems with the military now, they're saying, is that we have a lot of non-war tested generals. And you have a lot of relationships that aren't war tested. The minute y'all have a battle,
That's good.
hey, you done. You
That's
done.
good.
You
That's
done.
good.
Grenade, don't nobody want to. That's If this is
Well,
war, somebody got to
good.
jump on the grenade
Well,
sometime.
that's why one of the tips I gave at a previous show and people took me to task is when you're dating someone, before you make a big commitment, get into at least 3 arguments because you want to see the other person at their worst before you commit, because you're going to see it later.
But that scares a lot of people, Doc.
Well,
You know why? Because if I see you at your worst, am I still going to love you afterwards?
Depends.
but
A lot of people, once they see you and they go, damn,
Yeah, but
you
you
look
got-
like Linda Blair.
yeah, but the point is,
This shit's over.
But the point is, that Linda Blair is looking at you at your worst. So the point is, okay, here's a choice: don't see the other person at their worst, but then later on it comes out, and you have 1 or 2 or 3 kids, and then you feel trapped. So what do you do?
Yeah.
So what is
Okay.
better? What is